Hello, today we are going to make fresh pasta, tagliatelle, in the old traditional way, and this time I've asked my mom to show me how she usually do. You will find the ingredient just underneath the video in the description. And I present you my mom, Tina, 93 years old. We're going to start pouring the flour into the board. Making a hole in the middle of the flour. And breaking up the eggs into it. This time we are using 400 grams of flour and 4 eggs. It will be enough for quite a big portion of 4 big portion of plates of tagliatelle. Now she starts mixing the eggs with the flour using a fork. Try to avoid to spread the eggs into the board. And slowly getting in the flour with the eggs and mixing everything. Now the dough is ready to be kneaded with the hands. So she starts working with the hands to knead. Picking up everything is on the board. And start knead the dough with her hands. As you can see, she's using the wrist pushing into the dough. It takes quite a time to do this. Obviously, if you use a machine, it's much more quicker. But I really wanted to show how we used to do in the traditional way. She's asked for a drop of olive oil, so we'll make the dough smoother and it won't dry up. too quickly. See the movement of the hands. It has to be worked a little bit more. As you can see, it's not so smooth. You can see still bits of flour in the dough. So it has to be worked for a little bit longer. Now we need to clean up the board so the pastry won't stick to it while we are making it thinner with the wooden pin. She's using a knife. It's flat, so to take off only the flour and egg that have sticking onto the board. It's very important for afterwards when you have to thin the pastry with the wooden pin. Now the dough looks much more smoother and is nearly ready to be thinned with the wooden pin. So now she's getting the dough ready to use the wooden pin. She's squeezing it down with her finger and try to make a rounded shape to start with the rolling pin. My mom used to talk an awful lot while she's working, making pasta and telling tales when she was young, and when her mom taught her to make pasta. Because when you get it too much soft, the shape won't be round or oval, but it would come like a star, and is not really what you need. See, she's using the rolling pin all around the pastry. Turn it around so every side will be the same thickness, and rolling it into the wooden pin like this. To avoid the pastry to stick either to the wooden pin or the pastry against the other side of the pastry, it's better if you put some flour on top, and sometimes even on the board. See here, she's adding a bit of flour to avoid to stick to the rolling pin. And as you can see, the oval becomes bigger and bigger, and obviously the pastry always more and more thinner. As you can see now, it's nearly wide as much as the wooden pin. She doesn't look like I'm 93 years old, does she? She really keeps on doing well. She's telling me that the pastry is getting dry and the border kind of breaking up a bit. Now she checks through the light. If the light comes through the pastry, that means is thin enough and ready to be cut in slice and make tagliatelle. The thickness of the pastry would be about a millimeter thickness, or maybe less. Now more flour so the pastry won't stick to itself. And now she start folding it to get it ready to be cut in slice to make tagliatelle. The flowers helps you to open up tagliatelle once they're cut better and easier. Now the pastry is folded. She's cutting it in half so it would be easier to handle. Starting cutting the first bit. I've got ready a tray with a kitchen cloth on top to put tagliatelle to dry up. Once they're dry, you can keep them even for a week or longer. But you must be careful, they get very dry, so I usually turn them upside down once they're dry on one side and then leave them longer in the other side to get dry. See, she's cutting and now open them up like this. More you leave them open in the tray and easier they will get dry. I just leave in the open air and they dry up, especially in winter when you got the heating on. When you cut tagliatelle, you must mind your finger. My mom used to be very quick in doing this, but now with age, she's going slower. But she was so quick, even quicker than a machine. Now she goes on cutting the second part of the pastry. See, sometimes they kind of stick, get tangled, so she's trying to untangle them. She usually makes a kind of nest, which is a portion for one plate of tagliatelle. So she's putting them in the tray to dry up, already ready for a plate. And then, when you are ready, you can cook them in boiling water and season with ragù, or even just with olive oil and some cheese on top. So, good appetite!